can't have the benefits of the gospel apart from Him any more than you can have Him apart from the benefits of the gospel. All that we receive in Him. He is the great gift. I wonder, if I was to ask you, what's the dominant way that the New Testament refers to Christians, refers to believers? What would you say? Maybe we would say born again. It does that. Saints does that. We may even say Christians. But it is very limited that any of those phrases or terms are used. There is one overly, whelmingly dominant phrase that is used over and over and over to refer to the believer. Paul alone uses it over 100 times in 13 letters. And it's the phrase, in Christ. The believer is in Christ. We have nothing apart from Him. I often think that we can have justification or reconciliation or redemption or sanctification or adoption or glorification, whatever benefit we want to name, apart from Him. We think that we can have justification as an example. We think that we have the law of God and we have God and we've separated them, and we think this law of God, if only I keep it. Apart from Christ, apart from God, if I just keep it, then I can merit my salvation. That's not how it works. You can't have justification apart from Christ. Or in sanctification, we think, you know what? Now that I am born again and I am filled with the Spirit, I can work out my salvation in my flesh. I can do it in and of myself. That's not how the Scriptures teach sanctification. We're to work out our salvation with fear and trembling by the power that is at work within us. It's in Him. You cannot have peace or love or joy or whatever you want to name apart from Christ. We cannot separate Christ from His teaching. We cannot separate Christ from His benefits. Doing so is simply legalism. About this time this year in Michigan, our minds start to run. I was driving in this morning, and it was -2 degrees when I was driving to church this morning. That's cold. And if you were like me, your mind begins to race every once in a while, and you start thinking, I wonder what it would be like to be sitting on a beach about right now with a book in one hand and a cold drink in the other hand, or maybe a hot drink in the other hand. And just to make it even worse, I'd remind you that Lansing Airport flies directly to Cancun. Know this. I've never been, but I'm sure it is great. You could go to Lansing Airport today, and you could find that plane that is on its way to Cancun. You could point to that plane, but you'd receive no benefits by pointing to it. You could praise that plane and say how wonderful a job it does taking people there. It does such a good job. It's just a good plane. It points people in the right direction. But you wouldn't receive any of the benefits of the sun and the surf and the sand. What has to happen? You can't just like it. You can't just point to it. You can't even just sit under it and look up at it. You have to be in it to receive the benefits that it promises. You have to be in Christ to enjoy the benefits promised in Christ.